Hey guys, it's Patrick here. Now welcome back to another video on the channel where today I just came back from a family holiday. I had such a great time and that's why this video is being made now, because today we're going to be reacting to our BBL15 Ladder Predictions. And to be honest with you, I didn't do too bad, but probably could have been better. But obviously, though, it's great to be back home now. Obviously, this year we have a lot of exciting plans coming on the channel. I'm going back to making proper YouTube videos again this year. Like, we're going back on schedule this year, and I'm very excited for it, and I know you guys are too. And if you guys want to see any of that cool stuff that we're going to be doing this year, please smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new around here, and turn on post notifications as well, guys. That way you guys will not be able to miss out on any new videos. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get in and get straight into the video. Starting off with the team I had to get the wooden spoon this season, and to finish 8th, I had the Brisbane Heat. Now, I had the Heat to get the spoon this season because the lack of bowling experience, their draft picks as well, like, there wasn't really much experience in that team for me for them to be a final side. But however, throughout the season, they did prove to me that they're more than capable, man. Like, with the team that they had going, like we saw, like Matt Renshaw put up a big score against the Perth Scorchers to win a game in a crazy way. They chased down like a very high total up on the Gabba, about 258, I believe it was. I could be very wrong on that. But reality, the team that came 8th was, unfortunately, my boys, the Thunder, unfortunately. But more about that later. In 7th, I had the Adelaide Strikers to finish 7th. I had the Strikers to finish 7th because I just didn't see them as a threat at all, like during the season. Like, I didn't think that with the team that they had, I know they have a few big names like Chris Wynn and Matt Short, Jamie Overton, etc. But I didn't think that that team would be capable enough, like, and to play well in the big games, like when it matters. And I think that's what probably led them to have the season that they did. Like, they didn't really compete enough, I believe, and I'm afraid the Strikers just weren't capable this season. But the team that actually finished 7th was the Melbourne Renegades. In 6th place, I had the Melbourne Stars to finish 6th. Now, I had the Stars to finish 6th because, obviously, I know, like, when I look at that team, I see, like, a lot of big names like Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis, Peter Siddle, and all those players, and a lot of older guys with a lot of experience as well, and I just feel like I just don't see the Stars as that much of a threat this season. But then when I saw how good they were at the halfway point, I think they were first place unbeaten around Christmas time, and that's when I thought, wow, the Melbourne Stars can really have a big season, and they can potentially, like, win the comp, man. Like, with the team they had, like, we saw a lot of their younger guys, like Sam Harper, he got player of the tournament for a reason. Callaway, he's a bright star in world cricket, probably the next Australian Test batsman. Like a lot of their international picks, like Rouse Haff as well. He got most wickets in the tournament as well. You see, and I genuinely thought at one point that the Melbourne Stars were going to win the comp this year. I genuinely, with the way that they were going, and then I just don't know what went wrong at the back end. Obviously, they probably just lost a bit of confidence, and they probably could have went further in the finals as well. if it wasn't for the rain delayed down in Tassie. But yeah, look, the team that actually came sixth was the Strikers. So, yeah. In fifth place, I had the Melbourne Renegades to finish fifth. Now, I genuinely thought the Renegades were going to have a much better season than what they actually did. Obviously, they have some players in that team that I think they're going, how is this team not a potential threat? Like, they got players like Jack Fraser McGurk. I know he's only young and he's learning. He has lots of experience. I know that for a fact that he is a very capable player. We saw how good Durango Sandu was with the ball this season. Also got most wickets as well, tied with Ras Haff as well. Yeah, but I generally thought the Renegades were going to go much better than I thought. But the Brisbane Heat ended up getting fifth instead. So that's why I thought the Renegades were going to go good. But I think what went wrong for them, obviously, like, they just didn't really have the confidence at all. Like, once one big player goes and the rest just crumbles apart, I'm afraid. And I think that's what went wrong with them. In fourth place, I had the Sydney Thunder. Oh, man. What went wrong? Obviously, with how the Thunder went last season, I genuinely thought the Thunder could go one step further with the players that they have, like David Warner, Sam Constance, Sam Billings, Kellen Bancroft, all those players, etc. Now, I don't think the Thunder lived up to the hype this season. Now, there was a few reasons why. Number one, lack of bowling experience. Obviously, we saw a lot of the younger players coming in, like Ian O'Connor, Ryan Hardy. Like, when they had a go, they didn't really deliver. And that's because they don't have much experience. And when they did get game time, they didn't live up to the hype. Obviously, and within our team, we don't really have much other pace options but Nathan McAndrew didn't really deliver either with the ball, and the rest was just either all-rounders or just spinners. And obviously the Thunder had something going on behind the scenes as well, like with their management and what they were doing off the field. Like, obviously there was a few big calls being made for some players throughout the season. Like, we saw Ollie Davis wasn't getting game time. He was out of form. Sam Constance was getting dropped constantly at one point. Obviously, Tom Andrews wasn't getting game time after the season he had last year. And there was just a few calls going on that no one really understands why. And I think the management is also a bit of the problem as well. But also, I feel like on the field as well, the Thunder aren't really that smart enough, I feel like. And I think the Thunder needs to make like better choices, like when it comes to things like the power surge. Like, we really struggled early on in the season with the power surge. And yeah, and I think that's what went wrong for the Thunder. And reality, the team that came fourth were the Melbourne Stars. In third place, I had the Perth Scorchers to finish third. Now, the Scorchers last season were a bit disappointing, not making finals. So that's why I knew the Scorchers were going to come back much stronger this season. And with the team that they have as well, I genuinely thought the Scorchers would go back to being one of the best teams in the comp, which they did. They ended up winning the title again this season for a record-breaking 6th time, meaning the Perth Scorchers are the most successful cricket franchise in world cricket, basically. And obviously, with the help of Finn Allen, Mitchell Marsh, Cooper Connolly, and their young quicks as well, we saw like players like Beardman having a breakout season, and he got into the World Cup side for Australia for the T20 World Cup very, very soon. So I can't wait to see how he goes. And the Scorchers, they didn't let anyone down this season, and they turned up like when they did, man. Obviously, apart from the fact that they weren't scoring much runs at home in Perth, but when they went away and when they needed to win, like when it mattered, that's what they did, and they turned up like when they did, and they won the comp because of it. And the team that actually came third were the Hobart Hurricanes. In second place, I had the Hobart Hurricanes to finish second. So obviously the Hurricanes, I knew this season that they were going to be a bit of a threat. Obviously, like we saw last season on how dominated they were. We saw how good they were as a team, and they won the comp last season. So they were coming into this season as the reigning champions, and we saw how good their team is. It is very, very stacked lineup. We saw players like Mitchell and Timmy David, who was out for most of the year because of injury. They had like Webster as well, but Webster was coming in as well after the Ashes when that was over. Yeah, like you can name many players in that lineup, and obviously, I feel like when Tim David was injured, when he was ruled out for the rest of the season, he was obviously a bit of a big blow for the Canes, knowing how important he is. Like, obviously, he loves his T20 cricket. I know how capable of a player he is. Australian international player, by the way, so he was a bit of a big loss, and the Hurricanes were trying to fill in a big gap as well. Obviously, I didn't think they would get past week 1 of the finals, but they turned out, but they won, basically. So, look, another interesting year for the Hurricanes. But the team that actually came second was the Sixers. And the team I had to finish first this season was the Sydney Sixers. Obviously, we saw how strong of a lineup they have. Obviously, and they added in Baba Azam as well into that team. And I knew for a fact that this was going to be another season where the Sixers were going to dominate the competition as they always do. And I knew for a fact when the Ashes was over, I knew the Sixers, they'll be getting Smith, Mitchell Stark, etc. Probably 2 of the most informed test players around the time. And we saw how good Smith was at the back end of the season. Obviously, if this wasn't for him and Mitchell Stark, I don't think the Sixers would not have made finals. In my opinion, they were struggling halfway through the season, and I think with the additions of having those test players back, that's what really gave them the extra boost, and they got over the line. Obviously, I felt like Baba Azam probably underperformed this season. I know how capable of a player he is for Pakistan, etc. But when he came in the BBL, he didn't really deliver as we would all like to see. Well, not me, because I'm a Thunder fan. So, like, obviously, we also saw how good Jack Edwards was with the ball. He made the World Cup side for Australia as well for the World Cup. So, very interesting to see how he goes. Like, obviously, he had a breakout season with the Sixers. And obviously, look, we don't know what's going to happen with the Sixers next season. Obviously, most of their players are getting old. They're all aging. They just sacked their coach as well earlier today. So, we don't know what's going to happen with the Sixers. And I don't know where the future is going to end up. So, obviously, the Sixers were lucky to even be in the finals, and they were lucky to even make the final, like, in my opinion, if it wasn't for the addition of the test players. But in reality, the Perth Scorchers ended up first. So, there we have it. Here were my ladder predictions from the start of the season, and here's how the ladder ended up this season. So, yeah. Obviously, I came close with a few ones, but overall, it was a bit of a failure, in my opinion. Yeah, but overall, pretty interesting BBL season. But anyway, guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching today's video. If any of you guys are new around here, please smash that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new around here. And turn on post notifications as well, guys. So that way you guys will not be able to miss out on any new videos. But anyway, guys, thank you guys all so much for watching. And until next time, see you guys all later. Bye.